Now, just want to do a video here on the Aventador SV Coupe, yeah, the riot that's on for that at the moment, and also on the results at the end of the F1LM, and as to why I didn't actually do, say, like, stages throughout that. And yeah, I can pretty much show that in one image as to why not. So yeah, at the start of the 6th round, this is what my group looked like, which is 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th position in this tier 2 group were all within 12 points of each other, and that's kind of been the way this GP was the entire way along. Now Super LM at the top, he like put in a lot of tokens early and maxed out that car. I think it was maxed out or else was to 5 stars, but yeah, all like absolutely was just like, I want this car, I'm taking this car. So yeah, massive congrats to Super LM on this. And that's one thing throughout these GPs, I always say it as like, if you want the car, spend the tokens, and yeah, he did that, and like, whoa, he took 1st place. I'm pretty sure I'll go to the final stage in a minute, but yeah, you could see that throughout this GP, the group I was in was like insanely, yeah, close, going from like taking days. I got 20 and 25 points on 2 of the days. Not great, but most of the other days I did okay with 35, 45 and 30. So the thing is, like, yeah, my group was incredibly competitive, and it was always my thought that I wanted to get this car. And I did say the fact, like, at the start I brought it to 3 stars, I think, and at the very start of the Grand Prix. And yeah, it played through, like I said, down to the very last stage, and it was 12 points in it. And it was my intention, like I said, to get the car, and I realistically didn't want a video that was just like, if this gets to the final stage, I'm gonna take that key no matter what. It's just what I was gonna do. But yeah, like, the one thing I will say, and there's a lot of people complaining about, like, oh, anyone who spent tokens on this car doesn't deserve to win the GP. And I completely disagree. I genuinely think that if you want to unlock this car at 1 star or 2 stars, like, congrats if you manage to do it. However, I would strongly, like, contest the fact that a 1-star F1LM is going to do anything for a garage. Like, I think that people who would spend tokens and get the car up to yeah, that 4K rating kind of thing and beyond, which this car is capable of, definitely will do more with that key than somebody who like wins it for the sake of winning it at 1 star. Now, it's cool to be able to successfully win a GP at that, but I think it would definitely have more potential of somebody like getting the car, starring it up a few times and making use of it. Otherwise, I mean, you could go in and get any of the free-to-play B rank cars, and you'll be able to do better with it than like a 1-star F1LM. You can definitely do better with any of the free options that are currently like constantly available in the game. So that's one where I definitely would disagree with people saying like that, oh, if you spend a lot and star up this car, you don't deserve it. Well, no, because if you star up this car and get it up quite a bit, then the car becomes good, and then it's worth unlocking. If you have the car at 1 star, realistically, yeah, it's not massively worth unlocking, in my opinion. Now, if somebody did spend a lot on this and didn't get the key, I will just say it's not all for nothing, because there is another way to get the key for this one later on, and that is a key hunt, which will happen later on. And now, I mean, it'll be about 7 or 8 months possibly on the Nintendo Switch, but what those are is, it's a car hunt where you get packs for the car, and they're very low drop rate on blueprints, but if you get the car all the way up to the maximum star rating, you can have a chance to then do a race and win the key for it. But the car has to be maxed out for it, so everyone who spent tokens on blueprints throughout this event, those blueprints will help you be closer to the key when that key hunt rolls around. So yeah, it's not all for nothing. If you got it for now and you got it up a few stars but you didn't get the key, you will have, like I said, you'll be closer to getting it unlocked later on when the F1LM key hunt rolls around, but that will be a couple of months at least. Now, so then, how did my final day go? And yeah, you can see there, my F1LM, I managed to perfectly bring this guy up to the 4th star for that final day. Landed it exactly on the number of blueprints required, and I put in an absolute corker of a time, which was, yeah, essential effectively to take third place in my one. I was thinking I would do something to try to get the key. I did not expect that I would, manage to do that well on the final stage. So that's the final results that I came away with from my group of the, people. So like there is the top 5. You can see like obviously one person was always going to lose out. Now, I may well have been able to, because on the practice times I was doing times of like 112.5, 112.6 and a bit lower, but yeah, I put in an absolutely like really nice time in the final stage of that with 111.6 with that 3.5k rated car. And you can see the ratings of the other people. Most other people who were in my group had it at the 3.1k, which is the 3-star tuning. 3.5k is the 4th star. I think 3.9 then is into the 5th star, which is where Super LM had it on the final stage. I'm guessing he may have brought it all the way up to the final star, but yeah, that's how the final day looked like. And that tuning obviously made a massive difference on the final stage, taking second by nearly a second. But yeah, that's where my GP ended up, and that was the reason why I did not do videos throughout the end of it. Another small reason was, I mentioned this to some people, but yeah, I've been having a really bad pain with a wisdom tooth, which has been killing me for the last like months. But yeah, here's that wisdom tooth now, so yay, I can talk a bit better, and this isn't in constant pain, so woo. Anyone, by the way, whoever has pain with a wisdom tooth when that's starting, have that ripped out of your head, because that sucked. But let's get this key unlocked and then get to take a look at that Aventador SV Coupe F1LM, one of the epics. 26 packs of A-class cars. I'm not sure, do these include the Vanda Electrics, or are these just all of the free bits and pieces? I think it might just be the free stuff that's constantly around the place. Either way, it's going to be a crazy amount of trade coins. But yeah, I think that is just generally free. Oh, 12k token or 12k credits, not too bad. Yeah, that is just no Vanda in that. And I get the third place decal as well for picking up the taking away third place. Oh, 1,000 trade coins from having that. And there we go, 1 4-star, very pretty, very old supercar. But yeah, it's a car I genuinely really wanted, and like I did say it early on, I was like, I'm gonna win that car. But I did have to go about that by effectively on the final stage just going like, no, I'm gonna throw in some tokens on that, because that's what tokens are there for. They're there to unlock and win cars, and in a Grand Prix scenario, yep, they're there to unlock and win cars. Quick look, how does that decal actually look on it? Oh, that is pretty. Yeah, that is nice. Even with the number 3 on there, I'll still make use of that one. I think that is quite cool looking. And yeah, that is definitely, it's such a really classic looking sports car. I hope people did have some good luck with that, but like even at 4 stars where I have that, it ends up at 3.5k rating. Now, like, that's beatable, you know, with say the F12 Grand Sport and SCG. Obviously in top speed it's fairly like dominating, but still there are free options here which are on par with the 4-star version of this car. Even like, yeah, the SCG 003S, like that is a really powerful B-class car, and again, completely free. Most of the time you can get like blueprints for that in various different places. Cadillac Sian Concept even has top speed of 368 miles an hour, or 368 kilometers, sorry. But yeah, I think that's sort of just around in line of the McLaren F1, while it's at, yeah, that 4th star. But that's how I got on this GP anyway. Hope people have recharged their tokens, by the way, quite a bit with any of the unlocked cars throughout the Burst of Speed events. There's 5,700 tokens to be had with those, and being honest, most of these can be done with like even any star version of the car. Say my worst ones here were the Sian and the Bailey Blade, But even with those, a 2-star version of that car was like perfectly capable of doing like a time above and beyond the 20 seconds required for that, just as long as you hit the barrel rolls on that stage, avoid the barrel roll on the left hand side on that stage, hit the barrel rolls galore on that stage. And yeah, with the Black Friday, the first one, yeah, that was just a case of being careful with landing down onto the beach. But I mean, yeah, those are definitely things. There's only like 2 days remaining in them, but if you have any of those cars, you should definitely be like farming any tokens out of these that you can possibly get your hands on, because definitely 5,700 to be had there, like essential like amount of tokens. Now, Lamborghini Aventador SV Coupe, a car that I've got golded, but yeah, I said I'd just give a run through here on, yeah, this one. You can kind of see the pathway that I take, and like, this is one that definitely you need to make use out of barrel roll ramps and airtime on this track if you want to get into the top 5 or top 1%, definitely, if you've got any tuned version of this car. Fantastic car. Even without the epics, this one's an absolute dream. But the thing is, like, you'll see as you drive through Rome, you can kind of like drive on the road with this and you'll do okay. But realistically, if you want to get into the top brackets of this one, you have to take it into the air a fair bit. So this complete tour track of Rome, though, it's kind of really awesome for the Aventador SV Coupe because of the fact that like it's got such great speed while it's on the ground, and these open tracks really make it seem cool. The only thing is, like, you do need to get a bit of airtime in this, like I said, to get the top percentage times in this. Now, this might not be my fastest of runs, but definitely you can see here, just punch out the yellow nitro start, get it off the grid, pick up the nitro bottle, open drift into this park area, and then just blue straight across the grass area. Go left to get some more nitro bottles while in yellow state. Open drift to shockwave back up to the 230. And let's see, I'm gonna conserve some nitro here just to make sure that yeah, I can shockwave down this main straight area, get a bit of brake nitro, and then imperfect off that ramp and do the same. Now clip the side of this ramp to get a barrel roll in for some extra nitro. Again, shockwave here, grind up the wall and just over the buildings. Watch the parked car on the right hand side, and an imperfect just down here should be fine. Again, gonna start conserving nitro a small bit here because you want the shockwave down that long straight. So I want a bit of blue across the footpath, drift, and then shockwave. Even if losing a small bit of speed there, it's kind of better off just to take a small bit of a hit before the ramp. Blue stayed across all this dusty area. This is the part where I know a lot of people go left there, and it is a bit faster to go left for sure. Blue across here, and then a drift, grab, shockwave towards the finish line. A small bit of brake nitro. 34.4. That's nearly exactly the same as the previous time that I put in. But yeah, like, you can definitely see where that car, you can get like a 135, 136 if you just drive it on the straight roads and pick up as much of the top speed as possible, because that Aventador is awesome like at those straight roads. But where you'll gain those extra couple of hundredths of a second is when you take it into the air, because you can bring this up to like around the 390 mark when you go on a shockwave on a ramp there, and using like brake nitro in alternate, when you land you'll keep quite a lot of that speed. Same when you touch down here, and it's little things like the barrel roll there just to give you enough for a shockwave over the buildings. I'm sure loads of people have tried this already and will know this Jeep well, but yeah, you have to go left fairly hard when you land down, because if you hit into the back of that van, it just tends to bury into the hill and it doesn't move. So yeah, you'll absolutely end your run right there. And yeah, just if you can get a shockwave out here, you can get an extra bit of speed as well. But I'm kind of conserving nitro usually once into this part of the track, just to have enough to safely blue across that bit of footpath, because otherwise you lose so much speed if you go onto the footpath in a regular nitro state even, but the blue will protect your speed. And then just the drift here, and I am drifting over some footpath, which will bring down the speed, but the shockwave just towards the finish line. And yeah, obviously this break in the track here, like I said, I know a lot of racers will go left on this, and you can gain like a 0.1 of a second on it if you go left, and if you're fine and comfortable with that, that's cool. The straight path here is, it's like the difference between them is kind of marginal. It's really is just, for me, I prefer going this route, but I am aware of the fact that the left path, if you're more comfortable with that, that's cool, and you will gain an extra 0.1 or so of a second, because you gain the drop down, and you can nitro on that, and they jump back up again. You can also get some extra air time. But here, making sure you're in a blue nitro state if you do go this path, and you can just, yeah, pick up the nitro bottle at the end. The SV Coupe, especially at higher tuning, it's got enough had a nitro in the tank so that it can get away with that shockwave over that ramp. It's pretty important to just jump right towards the finish line. See, 134.45, 134.3, yeah, it's a hair in it really before the time. That's like into the top 5% for sure kind of pathway. Hopefully, like I said, you can get some bits and pieces out of that run and see, like, yeah, the pathway that I take on there. Again, not going crazy here with going for the top 1% because that car is golded. And yeah, I just want to grab like some epics for the sake of just, trade coins for me. Been spending a load of trade coins on the Ferrari bits and pieces recently. So obviously getting those ready for the Ferrari season, which you'll need. Oh, it looks weird. It's the 101. But yeah, the last few bits and pieces here that I've been getting trade coins for myself. Ferrari, LaFerrari, I think that's the final one that's slotting there. Yup, and there's my apply import parts for the day. So having that guy golded up, and then the 812 super fast as well, having him ready to rock for a Ferrari season on the horizon. So yeah, two of those golded, the FXK maxed out but not golded. And the other Ferraris then, say the J50 at gold, and there was one other lower down guy, the 488 GTB. So all Ferraris that are needed, I believe, for the next season, golded up and ready to rock. Oh, of course, the F12 TDF as well is there, sitting at gold. But yeah, that did take a fairly hefty hit to the 100k or so trade coins that I had banked up. Let's see, down to 30k. One thing I said I'd do as well is treat myself to these two 95% off packs if I was to actually win that F1LM. And realistically now, the tokens from these aren't going to be too bad, considering the fact that I sink about 2 or 3k extra into that F1LM to win it. These packs aren't actually amazing for me in the fact that I've maxed out blueprint wise 50% of the cars in them, but at the same time, $9.99 for 1,000 tokens plus 1.5 million credits and all of those actual blueprints. There's still like the potential there for some decent enough upgrades, and yeah, 2,000 tokens for €20. It's not the worst DLCs to pick up. They are actually, like, I would consider them to be kind of worth it, especially given the fact that the potential of extra blueprints and stuff from those packs. So they're not the worst thing. And like I said, it was going to be my present for having unlocked the F1LM, even if that F1LM came at the 4th star instead of the 3rd that I got it at originally. But yeah, for anyone who's wondering what's in these packs, and throw them open here. But yeah, like the 5 blueprints as well for the Sian straight out. I don't think that I'll likely star up any of the cars initially with this, but it does completely depend on the look factor of it, because I'm sort of a bit away from all of them. It is just a case of some blueprints that might be sort of useful. Also, of course, there's trade coins, refilling the stocks with this. Oh, definitely very few of the actual... Oh, I suppose the Terzo is actually a featured car. See, that's a problem with these bursts of speed for me, because I do have 50% of them actually like maxed out. Fencer Sart, very nice. Alright, so like the potentially useful blueprints for that is just yeah, 4 for the 911 GT3 RS, and yeah, the Sian guaranteed blueprints. Was there any other actually guaranteed? So there's just a Terzo, and yeah, that was 8, I think. So yeah, like not exactly amazing look, even without the fact that, like I said, I've got those cars kind of maxed out a bit. Turning attention to the Bailey Blade one and see if we've better luck with that, but either way, it's mostly doing this for the 1000 tokens. There we go. And yeah, 5 guaranteed Bailey Blade blueprints, and I think, what is it, this Bacani is possibly inside in this one that I've got maxed out, or is it the Genti, because both of those are maxed out. Like, that's some of my problems. Ooh, 38 for that, but I don't think without some like really good luck, if I got the BRX ones, but there's some Pagani. Veneno is not too bad to get some blueprints for, but I'm pretty sure these have the same bug with the start up glitch, so I won't be starting up any of the cars, I think, through this one. You're right. DS and E10s, but yeah, like trade coins, especially before the end of the season, is at its most like tuned up at this stage, so like the maximum amount of trade coins you can possibly get from that. Carrera GT is the other one, yeah, so I have that one maxed out. The Pagani was just 4 blueprints for the Benino, and then 9 for the Bailey Blade. I think that one's at 3 stars in my garage. And like, that's the thing with these cars in particular. Say the Bailey now would be 4 blueprints away from starring it up, and there is the packs that are here for the burst of speed. The only thing is, I have a 5% chance of hitting a Bailey Blade realistically with that. So like, because the drop rate of that is 20%, but it's divided up between Bailey, Pagani, Benino, and the Carrera GT. It's definitely not one that I would spend tokens on, given the fact that, like, yeah, the extra star in the Bailey Blade isn't exactly going to be amazing to me anyway, but it was just a case of restocking the tokens a small bit, given the fact that, yeah, this season I think I came into it around the 20k mark and going out of it around the same. Good work to TGT as he enters the final thing, but yeah, another 500 there from the club, being awesome. So yeah, I said I would just go through this one, show kind of where I landed at from the F1. Oh, that reminds me, actually, F1LM. So, yay! There's another 200 tokens on the way in this also. That'll bring you back up to 22k. This Raw's Finest Part 2 is a boring as F Tracto. So yeah, I'm not going to include footage of me destroying Lotus Severas in that thing. But definitely, yeah, this season, the performance at the start was rubbish. But like, yeah, hopefully people got some cool cars out there. Aston Martin Valhalla concept car, really cool. Speedtail, not so much. But yeah, F1LM is obviously like a thing that a lot of people were kind of gunning to get, and hopefully people who started up did have luck. And like I said, if you didn't get it now, those blueprints will help you out with the key hunt later on in a few months' time. Yeah, as always, guys, sub button up there, other videos for me here, and yeah, appreciate all the support and comments and stuff. But good luck and drive safe.